Welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith and I'm packaging up popaway components right now as we speak, and I'm putting together, I've decided to go ahead and partially assemble the popaway so that the small components aren't missing or have a chance of getting lost anywhere. A lot of times I get a box in here and there's a slight breach or whatever and something delivered to me, and I just don't want a small component getting out or escaping on it. The chances of how our mail delivery is handled around. This also gives me a chance to go ahead and assemble the switch in here and go ahead and check its connection and just double check a few things. I've done all the leads and other things like that. Now I'm going to have a limited amount of popaways at a time available on my website, because I'm putting together main bodies, and then I'll be taking the choices between the T45V and the Duramax gloves right now and matching those up with the kit that you need. The SL60 is in production, okay? I built one to put on my machine to start testing it. I want to tweak it a little bit before I actually offer it. I have a spot out there. If I'm out or I don't have the torch that you would like to have on your plasma cam, please, after you go back, it'll be directed back to the page there, and send me an email to the email in the site, and that will let you get the proper word to me, and I'll take those emails and I'll combine them, and I'm going to build the next lot of production from that information I collect from that source. Alright, so what we're doing, we're just going to go ahead and finish putting our assemblies together and get them in the box. Everything is going together pretty well. I've got several underway, and then I'll be getting in there and opening up the store so you can get in there, and at least I'm able to go ahead and make sure that everything is assembling fully. Also, with the rights and lefts and everything else, if I fully assemble one here instead of just grabbing parts, because at a glance you couldn't tell whether each one of these was a right or a left or whatever, and this actually sort of just really reassures me that I'm giving you a proper assembly and you're going to be able to pop it right on and plug and play with it. Of course, I don't really need to screw these things all the way in here, but I do anyway to make sure that the threads are fine. And then I put these in place and I lock them with the nuts so that I know that they're not going to escape. Kind of like doing my last little QA of my own work here, and we'll also check in John's work. John Peters at Apple Machine and Tool. He does all the CNC work. I will be showing videos down the road of his work. I already have some posted on my Facebook, and I'll be showing a little bit more of the plasma cutter cutting out the components that make up the gloves. Alright, so after we have this main plate all done, then it gets wrapped up and it's ready to mail out. Alright, our next piece that we're going to go ahead and the torch main lead cable cradle, and I put in the half a grommet in here. I tell you what, after painting this, my first one that I had up on my machine, I didn't paint, and well, the grommet fit in good. I didn't have to glue it, and I don't have to glue this in here as well. If you wanted to put a dab of silicone in there, you can do that. This is a standard. I don't think you'll have any problems. I haven't had a single problem with mine yet, and it holds it at the original position. That C-clamp held it for 2 years. All right. I mean, okay, you're not going to lose that grommet. All right. 2 3/4 inch stainless steel hex heads and 2 stainless steel nuts. They don't necessarily need to be stainless steel, but they just have a nice touch, nice feel. Okay, those are on there. Alright, and I wanted to go ahead and just keep, and this actually by individually wrapping these things, I kind of fill up the void of the spot in the box, and it also adds that parts don't get lost. Alright, now that part's ready to go. On to the next. Alright, we're going to assemble the torch glove and the adapter so that these two components are set up. And this is where this will be held up at the end of the decision of what's going into the box, okay? Because the popaway is all going to remain the same, but this one component is going to be the main change out on my orders. And that's why I'm only going to put out a certain amount at a time. When I notice or I'm notified that we're out and it needs to be filled, I will adjust numbers so that I don't end up running out of the main body popaway itself. Alright, and 3 of these. I'm lightly snugging these. You may need to loosen this and slightly cock your torch for a vertical alignment, but I don't want them getting lost. Alright, so now these components, alright, so this will be a Duramax kit, okay, and this torch with this connector would be a T45V kit. And then when I come about, I'll have the SL60 will be the next the glove available. And then after that, the input by people that give me input and the quantity of that input will justify me making a jig and getting those gloves made and put into production. Okay, and by the amount of the first initial, John put in some time, invested his time and materials, and I invested my time and materials in this project. We have X amount of popaways available right now. Okay, how popular, how fast, how much they go out there, how much you use them, how much you share, how much you like them, determines the next quantity on the next production run. Alright, now the leads and all of that, we've made up all of these, so these are ready to assemble in the box. We also created our Popaway by Keith Fenner video that gives you the outline and on the DVD so that you can plug it in and you can go step by step and assemble your Popaway in your machine. Alright, now I go ahead and I prepare the boxes here. I ordered boxes specifically set for the size of this project and mailing of this project. And I also went down to my local post office, and that's how I'm mailing these out. Now, as far as stateside, it's going to be going in a flat rate box. And I've got pricing set up for that, and International Express will be the mailing method for outside the United States, and the fees are set up automatically in on my website, and when you go in and you hit my the PayPal and you get into there, that'll be figured in at that point. I've cut it as close as I can to the fee that the post office guarantees that I can. They are fully insured, and the cost of insurance is put into my mailing. The insurance is basically so that I'm covered, so that my value on my item is insured to travel through the mail and get to you. Alright, so I'm setting up my boxes, and my boxes were purchased just to fit my pop-away right in here. And I do individual mailings. I'm not going to do a bulk mailing without a certain request and email and things like that. So they will be sent individually, and I go ahead and I put a little bubble wrap in there. The torch leads, your carriage end, and your power supply end, and your jumper, your Velcro strap, and instruction video is the first thing that I pop in here. And then we have the main mounting body, which will go in here, and then I lay in the torch lead hanger, and then your pop-away grip. And then we go ahead and we just cover that on over. This fills this box right perfectly, so there's no rattle. Alright, now this is ready to go down and mail with our United States Post Office, and we have stateside, so probably go in a flat rate box, and then we have International Express will be the mailing preferred for outside the United States. Okay, now this one here is really kind of special because this is for my good buddies there at Plasma Cam, and for all the appreciation that they've done. They are also the ones that help get this rolling, get this started. I know it was dragging. That's because John and I were building these things on our own. We're putting in our own money and our own time. We've invested, each of us, in our own part of putting this together for you. And Plasma Cam, Dan at Plasma Cam, I guess Dan's moved on, but we still have quality people there at Plasma Cam, and they're going to get a chance to go ahead and run a pop-away back at their plant. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm including both gloves so that they can try either torch with their pop-away. Alright, and it still fits in here just nice. Okay, I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to get back putting my kits together, and then I'm going to get right in there and get that web page open so that you can buy a pop-away and get one on your way. Alright, let's get her done.